You know how when you go to a horse show or you're watching the Kentucky Derby or you hear just these funky names, you're like, where did they even come up with that? It's so random. Like, why can't this horse just be named Bob? Why does it have to be named, American Pharaoh and all these really wild, outlandish names? Where does that even come from? And I figured I would show you all of my horses' registered names, which is like their crazy show names, and give you a little insight on as to like how they got named that, bloodlines with those names, and the reason behind registered names. When you have a horse registered in an association, like the Jockey Club for thoroughbreds and the American Quarter Horse Association for quarter horses like mine, there can't be multiple horses with the same name. Like when you're at a horse show, you can't have two horses named Bob. You have to have something that is unique to that horse. And I'm not sure about like the timing wise, but I believe once that name is used, it's gone. Like it can't be used again. You can do a different spelling of it, or you can put some letters in front of it or whatever, but it has to be a name that is unique to that horse in that association, which is why they get so outlandish and wild and like just random, because we're running out of names. So I'll go ahead and start with Miss Ginger here. So Ginger is a homebred baby of ours, and all of the babies that we've bred in the last few years, we started this 3 years ago, we started putting RS in front of their names. So her name is RS Code Ginger. Now, you don't have to do this. Sometimes people just do a random name to shake it up, but a lot of the times you'll use key words from their parents to kind of give like judges or other people a hint as to like their bloodlines. Ginger, leave him alone, baby. So Ginger's sire is VS Code Red, and so that's what we used the code. So RS Code Ginger is Ginger's name. And then if you just pan over to this little, or not so little, dark drink of water, this is Wheezy. Excuse me, ma'am, come get behind me. They love you. I don't know what their deal is right now. So Wheezy right here is our yearling. Her mom's name is La India Elegant. I'll show you her here in a minute. And her dad's name is Full Metal Jacket. So because I wanted to put their names together, her name is RS Full of Elegance, which I love. And I feel like she is full of elegance. So peek over Ginger here and take a peek at Wheezy, AKA RS Full of Elegance. And we call her Wheezy, but her actual government name is Eloise, because she was born on the day that Bridgerton season 2 came out, and I love Eloise off of Bridgerton. So Eloise, Wheezy, that's her. Winston does not have a registered name. I did for a while call him Sir Winston. I think everybody else is up except for the show horses that are at a trainer's, so we'll have to throw up pictures for them. So Cool is another horse that has like a name that has a theme that lets you know she's related to other horses. And it can be tricky because sometimes key words are used in multiple different bloodlines that have nothing to do with each other. It gets complicated, so you can't really trust that. You can't say always, oh, she must be related to so-and-so. It's complicated, and we've made it complicated for no reason. But Cool's name is I'm Cool Lookin'. She has a bunch of siblings that have that cool and lookin' put together in a name. So like Cool Looking Lady, Cool Moving Lady. Like there's all these different things that are her full sisters, and they're all super famous and like have won the world and have produced world champions and produced stallions, and even Cool has produced like a reserve world champion and all that good stuff. So the Cool name is pretty cool. And then over here, Ethel, come here. Are you gonna come out? I love Ethel's name. So Ethel is by Zippo's Mr. Goodbar, who's like a really famous stallion, and a lot of his progeny have Good or Goodbar or Zip in their name, those are all super common. Like again, there's a ton of bloodlines with that. But Ethel's name is Flash Me a Good One. Her mom's name was like Miss Flashy Hot Rodder. They took the Flash and the Good and Flash Me a Good One, which I like. Who's been mean to you in the pasture, Missy? And then Beau. So I couldn't tell you Beau's parents' names. My parents bred Beau when I was 4 years old, so I've had him like my whole life. He's 23. And again, it's like all within what registry you're in that the name and like bloodlines matter. And so he's a paint horse, which I never showed paints and really got into knowing those bloodlines. I know a few, but I don't know nearly as many as like the quarter horses. So his name is Bodacious Legacy, and then we took Beau from that. So not always do their barn names correlate with their registered names, but sometimes, and I think it's kind of fun when they do. And then Mr. Sonny. Now, Sonny is not going to be with us a whole lot longer. At the end of the month, we are donating him to Saddle Up, which we will be documenting that journey. It's going to be so amazing. He is going to go be a therapy horse, and I can't wait for him to bring so much joy to children that have both physical and mental disabilities. Therapy for them is just, with horses, is so beneficial, and I can't wait to go see him just spread joy. So we're not going to have Sonny that much longer, but his registered name is Red Hot Sunday. And so from Sunday, Sonny. We'll go down here to the mamas, and then I have a few downstairs along with the ones at training. There's 2 of them in training. Now, since we're getting into the babies, this is where I need your help, because we haven't named our babies yet, like the ones from this year. So Miss Gracie, if you've watched my breeding videos, you know that Gracie is a surrogate mare. So she is not the biological mother of our babies, but she carries them. She carried Petey this year, and then she is also pregnant with another foal from Beyonce, which is Petey's biological mom. So Petey, we're not sure what his name's gonna be. His mom's name is Kay and Brandy Girl, and his dad's name is Hey Good Looking. So I think Good Looking in his name would be really good. I think that'd be funny, but I don't know. We haven't named him yet. And of course, it'll have RS at the beginning of it. Gracie's registered name, and she was bred for like cutting and cow horse type classes, which we don't do. And so her name is Me a Joker. I'm not sure what her lineage includes. I don't know if there's any well-known horses in there. I just know her name, which is Me a Joker. So I don't know. You don't have a name yet. And then over here, Trudy and Penelope. Trudy's name is Cattails Are Blazing. Now, the cat in her name refers to her grandmother, who is a really well-known hunter under saddle horse. She's produced world champion. She's a world champion, all that good stuff. And her name is the Catwoman. So all of her progeny has cat, K-A-T in it. And then her dad is Hot and Blazing. And so anytime you see blazing, usually it means they came from blazing hot, hot and blazing, that kind of thing. Now, Miss Penelope, again, she doesn't have a name yet. Her mom is Cattails Are Blazing, and then her sire is Allocate Your Assets. So a lot of people are going to say blazing assets, but that's been done a million different spelling ways. People find the ways around it to do that one. So we need something really, really cool for her. And again, it doesn't have to use her parents' names. That's cool sometimes. I'm more open to doing some fun, unique names. Isn't that right? So maybe we'll figure out something for you. Let's go down here. There's a few more. I see you, Finn. I see you, buddy. Why isn't your door open? I'm gonna open up your door so you can run outside. Come on. He's gonna come out here. Look at his coloring, y'all. It's crazy. You're so moldy right now. Now, Finn, he is by VS Good Ride. So Good Ride, Ride, Good, something like that in there would be kind of cool. And then his mom, Beyonce, we'll move over to her, is KM Brandy Girl. So just like I said, with us using RS for running springs, she came from a farm that uses KM for, it's either Ken and Marilyn Masterson are the breeders of Beyonce. So it's Marilyn and Ken Masterson. I'm not sure which one it is. So she's KM Brandy Girl. Now, her daughters that have names are like, we named Ginger RS Code Ginger. We named her first baby, and we'll throw up her picture right now, Stevie. She's in training. Her name is RS Girl Code. So from KM Brandy Girl, VS Code Red, Girl Code, RS Girl Code. And then she had Good Looking Girl. She had RS Good Looking Girl last year. That was Ivy, a full sibling to Petey. So we used that Good Looking. Anyway, just trying to explain a little bit of how we came up with names. I'm talking a lot and throwing a lot of names out there, so I'm sorry if it's confusing. Miss Erlene, her name is really significant to her mom. So her name is Red Carpet Debut. Her mom is really well known as a show horse, as a broodmare, and her name is Red Carpet Rita. So it's kind of like, oh, she's for sure a Red Carpet Rita baby because her name's Red Carpet Debut. Waylon, so I'm conflicted with Waylon. So his name is RS Way Too Cool. Waylon has cool from his mom is cool. Now, I think that's a great name if he's just a normal gelded show horse. But I think if he's going to be my stallion prospect, which I can change it, until he's like gotten points or until he's won money, his name can be changed. So if he is on track to be a stallion prospect, I have a couple stallion names up here because sometimes you want to branch away from all code words, you know, all words that come from other stallions. You want to just do something different, and that's kind of what I want to do. So if he's going to be a stallion, I may change it. But as of right now, he is RS Way Too Cool. And then Indy is my only thoroughbred, and her jockey club name is... Whoa, that is not her name. Her name is, now I say La, but it's L-A India Elegant. And so that's where kind of like I got Wheezy's name, you know, RS full of elegance. And that's where I got her barn name, Indy, because when I rescued her from a kill pen, they didn't know her name, they didn't know what she was called in the barn, and so I just took it from her registered name and called her Indy. So I say La India Elegant, but it could be L-A India. I can't speak. You know what I'm saying. We'll walk outside to see Jordy really fast. Jordy is my show horse at the moment. He's about to go back to the trainer, but right now he's just hanging out. He was recovering from colic surgery. So let's go out here and see Mr. Jordy. So Jordy here has the same sire as both Annie and Trudy, Hot and Blazing. So he has that hot in his name. His name is Move Over, I'm Hot, which I think is like such a cool name. Like it just sounds so good at horse shows. Like Catherine Van Slyke writing Move Over, I'm Hot. Like it just rings a bell, and it's really cool. So that's Jordy's name. No, you can't bite my sweatshirt. He's such a goober. And then the last horse is not here. She's at training as well. Her name is Annie, and we bred her, but this is before we were putting RS in front of the names, that we didn't think that was cool yet. So her name is Hot Pistol Annie. Now, I'll give you a second to guess who my favorite band when she was born was, the Pistol Annies. And so I knew I wanted Hot in there, and I wanted to name her Annie. So there you go, Hot Pistol Annie. And so I think it'd be neat with her babies to have like Pistol in there, or, you know. So there's just, you can't rely on the names to tell you how they're bred, but it's kind of cool seeing how they're all tied together and how there's so many bloodlines and so many like code words to put in the names, and it gives you kind of like a guide to go by when you're naming sometimes if you can't like come up with something out of thin air. So every horse has to have a registered like really unique name to them so that they can't be mixed up with anybody else. And people do get around that by like doing weird spellings and stuff like that. But I hope that helped clear that up for you. If you had a horse that had a registered name, I'd love to hear their name in the comments, especially if they're a funny one. And I would love to know if you have any suggestions for Petey, Penelope, and Finn. And I just hope you enjoyed that video. So if you wouldn't mind, like, comment, and subscribe. Those 3 things help me out so much. And I'll see y'all in the next video.